Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Friday, December 9th, 2011. We're going to go over the trades that we took in the live trading room this morning. We had an open house this morning. And in the open house we had a large number of people came to see what was going on. Unfortunately, we didn't have a ton of trades this morning. We did have a couple of trades. We had a couple of break-even trades. Partners took a point. Some of the partners took a point on the trades on the ES that we had. It took a while for there to be any follow-through on the trades, but we had one trade on the YM that we took where our risk was just a little too small. It ended up going in the direction. We were right on the direction the whole time. But unfortunately, our risk was a little too small. So let's start with what we have. We ended up break even on the ES and minus 6 ticks on the YM. All right, we had 3 contracts on. That's minus 6 ticks for 3 contracts, minus 18 ticks. All right, I'll go over the YM trades first. All right, since I'm over there, and that's where we had 2 trades that we took this morning. All right, our first trade was here after we had a bullish cross of the BBC by the MA1. We took the pullback down here to the BBC. We went long right here. And we were looking for it to get up here, okay, to the MA1. Once it started to move in that direction. Everything else was suggesting that we weren't going to have a long trade on our hands. But this is the setup, so I took it. And once I got some profit into the trade, I moved my stop up to break even plus a tick. It came back and got me at break even plus a tick, and then it moved up. Well, it's still going, I believe. Yeah, see, it's gone up 111 points from where I entered. But anyway, we won't belabor that point. The next trade that I took, we had a bearish cross right here. Coming out of a weekly trading zone, we had a bearish cross. Everything was looking really good here. I had 7 ticks risk on this. It entered me right here. I had 7 ticks risk. I needed about 11 ticks risk, 11 or 12 ticks risk for this trade to work out in my favor. You can see that the direction was right. Everything was right. It was just my risk was off a little bit. The thing dropped from my entry, which was right in here. I believe it was 1245 or 46. Now it dropped quickly, 25, 26 points. Look at that huge bar right there. It came crashing down on that bar, which would have gone right through our profit target. All right, those were the YM trades that we took this morning. We didn't have any other YM trades that we participated in. So I'm going to jump over here to the ES. All right, the ES 4 tick range on the right side of your chart. All right, we started the day out this morning. Price pulled away. We put in a double top up here, so we couldn't take the long trade right here. All right, we were looking for a higher swing. We got the higher swing in here, but then we were going right into a weekly trading zone, which I drew on here. This 41.42 was a weekly trading zone that I had to manually draw on. So then we were waiting for it to get off of there or get out of that area so we could take another trade. Okay. Right in here, it didn't pull all the way back down to the BBC, and I was doing something else at the time, so I didn't take that trade. It put in a double top, so there was nothing to do over here. Then we needed a new bubble down here, all right, on the chop bands to be able to take another trade. So that new bubble came way over here. All right, we put in a lower swing. It came up. We entered here with an MIT order. We entered at 39.75. We stuck it out in that trade for a while. You know, some of the partners took a point on that. Once it had given us 5 ticks, they took a point. When it had given us 5 ticks, I moved my stop down to break even, and I had my stop at break even for a while until it came up over here and took me out of break even. Okay. Or I'm sorry, I didn't have my stop at break even for a while. I had my stop at break even over here. It wasn't that long that I had it at break even, but anyway, it came up and took me out of break even. The market reversed. Now you see right here, I drew this trend line right after this bottom was put in right here. All right, I was still in the trade right here, and I was saying, you know what, that right there could be a change of direction. That right there. And that right there was the change of direction, guys. It moved up from there. All right, once we got up above the weekly trading zone again, right here, we got up above the zone, and we had a fresh bubble over here and a pullback to the BBC. At the BBC right here, I went long, and once we got 5 or 6 ticks in it, I moved my stop up to break even. I didn't think it was going to come back down. but it did. It came back and got me a break even, and there were some partners that took a point there, so they got their 2 points today, 1 point at a time. The trade did continue running up very, very slowly. It was grinding its way up back and forth above the lines here, but it ground its way up to the weekly trading zone up above at 49.50, and it's now currently bouncing off of that area. All right, that's what we had on the 4-tick range. So we were break even on the ES. Okay. Now this is the 10K. We didn't take any trades off the 10K this morning, but I just want to show you things that we're setting up. Like right here, we had a bullish cross with a pullback to the BBC. The cycle was not in favor of the trade, so we didn't take that. One thing that's worth noting is that we had a pierce of the envelope down here from the bottom with a green trend strength line. It was a blue envelope suggesting we're going to get a 5 to 6 point move up from this area, and we did. We got exactly 6 points up to 44 from 38, and then it pulled off it and it went back up. So it's, it went all the way up to 49 and a quarter. So it went up about 11 points from that area. All right. Then we had a bearish cross with a pullback up to the BBC right here, but we weren't going to short. In this case, going down into the support. All right. Now I'll show you where there were some trades in a minute here from the 2100 tick. All right. I didn't take any trades on the 2100 tick today, but Mike R, who is one of our partners, did take a couple of trades. I believe he took this one right here. This is a 2100 tick chart. All right, and what he's looking at on this, what we're all looking at on this, I guess, is when we get a bullish cross of the BBC, just like over here and just like on the 10K. You get the bullish cross and the pullback. Okay, you get the bullish cross and the pullback, and somebody's about to get muted. Yeah, we'll get to that in a few minutes, Charles. You get the bullish cross on the BBC and a pullback. A bullish cross right here of the BBC and a pullback down to the BBC. This is the 2100 tick. You also got a pierce to the envelope down here from the bottom. That suggested on the 2100 it's a 3 to 5 point move. It did do the 3 to 5 point move. Mike R traded this right here. I wasn't going to take this going into the weekly trading zone. He did. He was looking for 5 points. His risk was 3 points, I think, on that one. And he got his 5 points to the tick right up here. All right, at 44 quarter. Then it rolled over and it was coming back down. Now right here there was a short trade. All right, this was the same short trade that we were in. If you were just going for 2 points, it would have worked out just fine. Mike R was going for 5 points. He ended up getting +1 tick. Once it got back up above the MA1 right here and it was having trouble getting back down below, he had moved his stop to +1 tick, and I had moved my stop to break even. I got stopped out at break even, he got stopped out at +1 tick, and then everything reversed, and it took off too fast for anyone to get into it. All right, we went zone to zone right here without a pullback to the BBC. You see that? And that is where we are. That brings us current. All right. It is it is 12:16 right now, and I am done with the recording. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? We had a nice group of people in the live trading room this morning. I'm just looking through the list of questions here. Most of them are answered. All right, guys. I'm going to stop the recording right here.